What are these characters, right? With the intention of wanting so badly to make a statement. That's when the singer entered, right? Toni Garrido, a hit from many years ago, a song. But the guy was completely destroyed. He had to backtrack. He chickened out. It looked really bad. The guy appeared on La Croissant. Look, the person must be feeling really down, with their self-esteem totally at rock bottom. To spend a Saturday night at 11 o'clock watching Serginho Groisman. Look, that's the height of all heights. The ultimate, but it's okay. There's something for everyone's taste. There are even people who have the nerve to vote for Inácio, but then we know, right? I wonder why, huh? Why is that? Because there's no such thing as a free PT supporter. There isn't. He wanted to send a signal. Look, Lula, I'm here. I'm changing the tune. I'm all about making a statement. There won't be a penny left. That's what people understood. A song with a different style from years ago that even had a cool rhythm. Honestly, I don't really like reggae. I'm not a big fan of reggae, but the song is really cool. The original song itself, which he didn't even write, the composer of the song really nailed it. He's chickening out, so I'll show you everything. Hit like and join our family. There's no room for showing off here, no room at all. Well, guys, a character who really exemplified this, right? Adrillis. He wrote the text, right? How far does the stupidity of virtue signaling go? Singer Toni Garrido altered the lyrics of his song Grandeza de un Menino. It's the greatness of a boy, which is cool. In a little spot, it has cool lyrics. I was young when he became famous with that song, right? I remember when we were there, in high school, right? He changed it to greatness of a girl to please the girls, right? The empowerment. A man can have the greatness of a boy, a girl, or any gender without exclusion. Excluding one gender just to honor another is nonsense. Of an artist who loses his adult greatness and becomes a genderless person of an ideology that only serves to denigrate one sex and elevate another. Let's hear from Adrillis now.
How far will the urge to please woke pseudo-progressives go? Look at what the singer Toni Garrido did. He changed the lyric in his song from greatness of a changing boy to greatness of a woman or girl just to appease global feminists removes the original context of his song. Check it out.
Since to be a man, you have to have the greatness of a straight, macho, top, horrible boy because it changed, right?
Since to be a man, you have to have the greatness of a girl, of a woman.
Guys, the man.
Guys, it's so ridiculous, right? It's so ridiculous. You take the lyrics of a song that was really well received, right? And you turn it into this. It made a few people happy but upset the entire country, you see? To the point that the songwriter was extremely outraged. This one here isn't Toni Garrido, he was the one who wrote the song, and rightly so the singer, right? As we had said and so on, the guy felt extremely disrespected. Da Gama, guitarist and co-author of Girasol, reacted with indignation to the change. He stated that he was highly disrespected. Right? As a songwriter, he denied any sexist content in the original lyrics, which, according to him, talk about purity and humility, not about gender. The songwriter explained that the verse was written as a symbolic criticism of the men who wage war, praising the innocence of the South, childish, like ideals that aren't even spiritual. The statement was widely supported by fans who praised the defense of the original meaning and cited biblical passages that associate purity with faith and childhood. He discusses this in a video. This is the song's original author. Imagine how outraged he must have been. He wrote the song and then the guy goes there and changes it.
Sexist thing.
It's a long one.
Sexist? Heterosexist.
What do you mean?
Since to be a man, you have to have the greatness of a boy,
The song and its composition are really cool.
This controversy that's going on about my song Girasol, in partnership with Toni, Pedro, Luis, and Lazon. I felt highly disrespected as a songwriter, of course. But just to make it clear, the basic idea was to put the greatness of a man in the purity of a boy, which actually translates this feeling of being able to criticize the men who make war. So that's the idea. And we understand that it's an anthem that has the ability to bring light to the dark thoughts that encourage positivity. So that's the idea behind the song Girasol. Now, anything sexist or heteronormative, it's far from that. So actually, it's a poem where when we talk about the boy, we're talking about the man who makes war, comparing himself. To put himself in the universe of a child and have this reunion or encounter with humility, with sweetness, with purity, that was the message we had in mind when writing the lyrics.
Which is obvious, my friends, it's a song. Then, to please the supporters of these characters, they go and change everything, as if that's a good thing, even when it's way too bad. Because there were a lot of people, many mocking here on the internet. This video here turned out amazing. Look here, Toni Garrido made me rethink.
We are here in the middle of this grass field to re-record the Girasol music video together with Toni Garrido. We switched. It was first recorded with an acoustic guitar, but we felt it was too macho. Now it will be recorded with an electric guitar. Another change, the name is now Esmeril instead of Esmeril. Here we have the martelé, the toquese, the check wire, cheveux de fin, pinceli, tesserie, becquelet, connexini. I'm updating everything. It was a brush cutter, now récidaire, a feed chopper, now piquet de treat, a wheelbarrow, now carême de mené. And early this morning, I even made some rencion. I mixed the rencion for the cattle. Look, it made these 2 dry batches of rencion. Whoever is wearing clothes, whoever is out on the street with clothes, stay alert because it's coming. Metribiente.
Sensational, sensational, you look ridiculous, you look ridiculous. The desire to stand out and show off at any cost. That's the cost. Something totally bizarre, to the point where the singer felt it. Look here. After criticism, Toni Garrido, let's go, said that what he did in the song was just a joke. Toni Garrido again addressed the controversy over the lyric change in Cidade Negra's 25-year-old hit Girasol. According to the singer, the change was just a playful gesture to value the presence of women. The guy was criticized, even the songwriter, for my playful gesture because I wanted to honor women. Because every great man has the greatness of a father and a mother. Every great man has behind him or beside him a great woman. We don't discuss that much, he told the Leo Diaz portal. The song mentioned that being a man requires the greatness of a boy, among other things. As we said during our appearance on the Altus Horror Show, Everything We Saw and so on, people can sing as they like. Everyone knows the song in their own way because being a man means keeping a boy's greatness. It was no use, it looked really bad for Dedeo. If his intention was to try to reach people somehow to see if he would get compliments, maybe become famous again and all that, it didn't work. How many years has it been? We're here, my friends, saying that those who try to be woke don't profit at all. They don't profit, there's no way. It's natural for people to react this way. There's no way these characters will think they'll be able to make it. Anything. It became a joke all over Brazil. So we say, my friends, the political situation in Brazil today is exactly like this. It's the people working, it's the people thinking about progressing, about moving forward and so on. A misgovernment that only takes from you, drags you down, humiliates you in every way. Then comes this bunch of yes men, thinking they're cool like Serginho Groisman, altas horas, late hours. I mean, really late hours. Thinking they're going to show off, going to be in the spotlight again. Then we really see people with commitment like his songwriter getting outraged. And again, we say that nothing that comes out of this global It seems like they do it on purpose. It seems like that Serginho Grosso guy was already waiting. I'll wait for some big statement over there so I can show up and then, I don't know, something like that. Is he going to do that? It looks like it. Waiting notice. That this whole group, well, most of them, right? Let's not generalize. There are good people sometimes who end up there. No need, they're artists, but most of this group attends these cheap Globo shows. You see, they always end up trying to present these things that just make people more and more outraged, but then it went really bad. What was the point? He had to back down and beg forgiveness. No, I made a mistake. I spoke out of context. I didn't mean that. And here I say this to you. See? It's the biggest proof that we are the majority in this country here. We are the great and immense majority. Because if the guy wasn't so desperate, he wouldn't have chickened out here. Look, he wouldn't have... After criticism, Toni Garrido says that the change was a joke, just a little joke. So I'm saying this here in some videos. Don't worry when you're watching Globo, those Globo dancers, or with Quest, according to Quest, they're going to have to do this. It's all synchronized, very well synchronized. Their move, the Trump issue, Eduardo Bolsonaro, they're trying to buy time praising our... Lula was approached, now the world's greatest president. How disgusting. It's going in too much, my friend, it's going in too much. So, of course, already with an early election campaign, but I showed you here, Eduardo, 41, Pele there, 38, right in front of Pele. Can you imagine how President Bolsonaro must be feeling? How must he be feeling? They had to silence him, make him a political hostage. Look how desperate they are. These guys are desperate. Let's see if this is the one. You can be sure, smash that like button, it helps, share it here. And come be part of our family by subscribing to the channel. I'll be back soon with more news and information here on the channel Paise Filos.